how's it going? Stoudman coming back at you once again, and today I'm going to talk to you about some things that I picked up at Best Buy. Now, I know it's my month of horror, but one of these items is not really a horror movie. I mean, I got it because of a deal that I was getting, but two of the items kind of fit into the horror category, so I hope that you'll bear with me on this one, because I got some pretty cool stuff and I just couldn't wait to show you, alright? The first thing that drew my attention to Best Buy, where I picked all three of these up, was a movie that I've been trying to get on Blu-ray for a decent price for a long time now, and because it's a 3D Blu-ray, the price has just stayed at a consistently high cost in the United States, at least. I haven't seen it drop below $15 or so ever. I mean, if you go to Camel, it really, until recently, had never dropped below like $14.99 or something like that on Amazon. It just would not drop in price. So when I saw a post online saying that Best Buy was selling this for $7.99, I was like, excuse me, did I see that right? This is a 3D Blu-ray that has never gone for this price, never even gone for a price even remotely close to this before in the United States, and it's now $7.99? That's crazy awesome, and I have to get it now. Even though I was trying to save money, I was like, oh, I have to get this. It's never going to be this cheap again. And I don't know if it ever will be, but I went ahead and picked it up. I got House of Wax 3D, the original movie starring Vincent Price. This movie, until recently, most frequently on Amazon was around $25 to $30. So just to give you some perspective on how expensive it usually was, $15 was usually like the low price. That was the 1 or 2 day special deal that happened a few years ago, that if you didn't get it then, you were shit out of luck kind of thing, you know. Every other time, it's been extremely, extremely expensive. You know what I mean? So, yeah, very, very happy to finally be able to get this for a decent freaking price. $7.99 is a fantastic deal for House of Wax, and having just watched it with my friend Skinslip, I have to say, I really enjoyed it, and I can see myself watching this again in years to come for Halloween or whatever reason, because quite frankly, it's one of those movies from the era that's just really freaking good. You can't go wrong with Vincent Price. Earlier, I watched him in The Last Man on Earth and in The Fly, the original The Fly, so it's nice to see him yet again in House of Wax, and he is just so great. I love how he took on all these roles that it feels like he took on all these roles that most times people would say, well, that role would be boring if this actor played it or if this actor played it. And since it's actually Vincent Price playing it, he brings a life to that role that probably wouldn't have existed before. It's like a lot of the movies he does, it wouldn't be the same without him, you know what I mean? He kind of makes the movie good, even when it's not so good. He helps it along. He makes it a lot better. And that, I feel like, is a great example of a leading man. It's a great example of an actor who can transcend a lot of barriers, who is an important person in the history of film. Because when you can be that kind of actor, when you can be that important to film, when you can actually bring something to everything that you do that makes everything that you do that much better, it's just like that to me is the sign. This is somebody who's got it, you know what I mean? And Vincent Price obviously had it. He is great. This is, of course, a 3D Blu-ray, but it also plays in 2D, so if you don't have a 3D Blu-ray player or a 3D TV, you can still watch it in 2D, not a big deal. And in addition to that, it also includes the original 1933 Mystery of the Wax Museum, which is what the House of Wax was based on in a lot of ways. So, yeah, you get two movies for the price of one here, essentially, and that's a pretty good deal for $7.99 when you really think about it. I can't complain. I really can't. There are a couple of other special features on here as well. So, yeah. I didn't get around to watching the original Mystery of the Wax Museum movie, but I will get to it eventually, I'm sure at some point. I just didn't get around to it this time. I got so much stuff to watch and so much stuff to do for you guys that I didn't have time for it. But yes, very happy to get this for $7.99. Great freaking price. And honestly, the only problem with it was that my local Best Buy didn't have any of this in stock. So I had to have it shipped to my house. And in order to get free shipping, I had to find something else to buy. And they had a deal on 4K Blu-rays. They had buy one, get one half off on a bunch of select titles. And two of these select titles were actually steelbooks, one of which at the time that I ordered it had not even come out yet. So get this, for $20 each. And I know that's a high price for me to pay, quite honestly. But when you consider the fact that it's a 4K, these are 4K discs that include the Blu-ray and a digital copy. By the way, I give my digital copies to my brother. But when you factor all those things in, and their steel books, just all of that together, right? They're going to hold their value a little bit better than the standard standalone 4K releases, right? So for $20 each, 4K discs at this stage in the game, that is a very good deal. And quite frankly, that's about the point that I start to buy into the new media. When it starts to get to the point where I can find deals for $20 on them, that's when I'm like, okay, I will put my money down on that, essentially. I will put my money down on the assumption that at some point I'm going to get a 4K TV and I'm going to get a 4K player, and I'm going to start building my collection now on their $20 deals. And these were my first two 4K purchases. And quite frankly, I think they're very good purchases. I know some people are going to take issue with one of these, at least one. But the other one, I think you'll approve of. And I'm going to start with that one first. Go from what I know you'll love to what is probably going to cause some controversy. Probably get a few downvotes because of it, in fact. But whatever. Let's start with the good, all right? The undoubtedly good here. This is the new 4K release of Labyrinth on Steelbook. This is absolutely gorgeous. Now, yes, they do have a digibook, and I really like the digibook, but that wasn't part of the deal, right? It was only the 4K Steelbook that they had that was part of the deal. And yeah, it is actually really nice, regardless of the fact that it's not a digibook, you know. The only problem I have with that is that digibooks hold their value a lot better than steelbooks, and you know, most people prefer digibooks over steelbooks. I am in that same line of thinking, to be quite honest. I do prefer digibooks over steelbooks when I can get them, but this is a quite nice release, to be quite honest. I can't be too upset with it because it's really quite beautiful, and I'm very happy to have Labyrinth here on Blu-ray. The 30th anniversary edition, which includes the Blu-ray down here and the 4K disc back here. I thought that was interesting how they did that. Put that Blu-ray up front and then the 4K disc behind it. Almost as if to say, we know most of you are still working with your Blu-ray here, so we're going to assume that you don't have a 4K player. We're going to put the 4K disc back here until you're ready for it, kind of thing. I thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe it was intentional, maybe not, who knows. Either way, that's kind of how I'd prefer to have it right now. And then last but not least, the one that I'm sure is going to cause some controversy, but remember, 4K disc, Steelbook paid $20. 4K, $20. Just putting that out there. The new Ghostbusters movie, Ghostbusters 2016. And I mean, can you really take a look at this Steelbook and fault me for it? Look at this beautiful freaking artwork. That is gorgeous. And it's really kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got kind of a shininess to it as well. Oh my God, when I saw this artwork online, I knew that I had to have it. I knew this was going into my collection because it's just so gorgeous. Even if you don't like the movie, you have to admit, this artwork is amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, some would say it's better than the movie itself, but I'm not going to say that. I haven't had a chance yet to actually sit down and watch this on Blu-ray, so I can't tell you anything about the extended cut, but I might do a video about that when I get around to it. Just let me know if you'd like me to, and I will be glad to let you know my thoughts on the extended cut. Let you know if there's anything different that makes it better, makes it worse, whatever. I would be glad to do that. But yeah, here's the back of the Steelbook here. It's actually really nice, and it's one of those kind of, it's, as I said, it's shiny, but it's also kind of like a smooth one. So quite nice, quite nice. And then this is interesting here. They have the Blu-ray disc right here, and then they've got the 3D Blu-ray back here with the ghost symbol, and then this is the 4K disc. I'm going to take out the 4K disc just to show you what the 3D Blu-ray disc looks like, because I think it's pretty cool artwork there. And then when you take out the Blu-ray disc, the standard Blu-ray disc, and these pop out quite nicely. That's pretty cool. You just see, you get the no ghost logo there again. So yeah, I think that's pretty nice. I mean, the inside isn't what you buy these things for, but I also wouldn't say that it's the best inside artwork that I've seen on a Steelbook. It's just kind of like, okay, it does the trick, I guess. What I got this for, I mean, when it comes to packaging, was the outside. And I've shown you enough to prove my point on how beautiful that artwork is. I mean, it's just fucking magnificent. I love artwork like this. I wish that more movie-related artwork, more posters and whatnot were like this, because this is the kind of stuff that I like to see on store shelves. This is the kind of stuff that I like to see when I go to the movie theater. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that gets me hyped to see a movie. And having seen it in theaters and liked it pretty well, and then wanting to see the extended cut and see what they did there, this artwork got me pumped to get this release. I wasn't planning on getting it so quickly, but when I saw that there was a deal to get the Steelbook here for $20 on 4K, I was immediately like, okay, well, I kind of have to do that, don't I? Especially when part of the deal meant getting Labyrinth for $20 as well. These are deals that currently are kind of hard to come by when it comes to 4K. So, yeah, I mean, you just kind of have to take what you can get when you can get it. I'm sure that for Black Friday at some point they're going to have this for probably like $15. I don't think it'll be the 4K release for $15. Maybe the regular Blu-ray Steelbook for $15. And at that point, I say, even if you didn't particularly like the movie or don't think you will like the movie, maybe take a chance on it just because this artwork is freaking gorgeous. And given how many people didn't like the movie, I'm tempted to believe that there might not be too many of this printed. I mean, they're definitely going to try and sell it as much as possible, but if it doesn't sell very well the first few weeks, they might not go any further with any printings of this particular Steelbook, and this might end up being a fairly limited Steelbook for all we know. But regardless, I got it because it's fucking gorgeous, and I wanted to see the movie again, And yeah, this, honestly, it fits with the theme of Halloween, of scary movies, as does House of Wax. Very cool to have the new Ghostbusters and the original House of Wax here. Kind of an odd combination, I know. This one is just, some people will say it completely destroys anything about the original, and this is an original that had a remake that destroyed everything about it. I mean, I don't think you could deny the new House of Wax was far worse than the new Ghostbusters. Tell me what your thoughts are on that opinion in the comments below. But anyways, very cool to be able to get these for a fairly decent price. I don't typically like to spend a lot of money right before Black Friday like this. Spending 40 bucks on 2 releases like this is kind of unheard of for me. But, you know, I had the money. I figured, well, okay, I want to do it because I've got the money and I wanted to get this in particular. And I didn't want to pay for shipping on this, so sure enough, they got me. The way that they intended to get me, they got me with this, with the cheapo title. I'm like, they know I'm not going to pay for shipping. I'm going to try and buy some more shit so that I can get free shipping. Sure enough, I bought things I might not have needed to get immediately because they were a fairly good deal in order to get this. What can I say? It's the collector mentality. They know me too well. Anyways, that'll do it for me today. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you later. Peace.